And now, I am very happy to invite again our Chancellor, Joelle C. Laguerre, who will speak on something that I know we're all interested in, which is our district, our college, our work. Thank you.
According to the schedule, I have like 4 minutes to speak. So, and I want to be respectful of our time. Let me. I'm talking to Joelle at this time. Let me see what I can do on this. I just want to recognize again the some of our leaders who are here. The Chancellor's office staff. We have with us our vice chancellors as well as our college presidents. I would like for the college presidents to please stand so that you can see them. Would you? I wanted to do this because, actually I wanted to bring them on stage, but time is an issue. Because sometimes people don't know who they are, and I want them to be well known. It gives me really great pleasure, however, to ask to come on stage your Peralta Community College District Chief of Staff, Dr. Yashika Crawford. I want you to get to know her, and also I think we're going to ask Suzanne to also come up so you can see her, because these are people you're going to deal with, and it's good for you to see what they look like. And also Dr. Crawford will be mentioned later on with some heavy responsibilities, so I want you to really get to see her.
Pressure. And hopefully you won't have to deal with me, but you want to work with me. And I appreciate Chancellor Laguerre, and I appreciate Eric's song. That was a really great way to start the morning, a really great message. For the sake of time, I just want to thank you all, and it's incredibly humbling and a privilege to be here at the Peralta Community College District. It's a beautiful thing when you are going through your education trajectory and you realize where you want to be, which is community colleges, and it's just really icing on the cake and sprinkles to be here at Peralta. I am incredibly excited about all of the work that we have ahead. I want to celebrate not only all of our successes, but roll up my sleeves in order to help support all of us with the work ahead as we work together to establish the new Peralta way. So thank you all so much for welcoming me, and we're going to have a very good semester. Thank you.
If we had more time, I'd have you do the dance and all of that, but we don't have a lot of time. This morning. May I ask Professor Miriam Samora Cantor to come back on stage, please? I need you to help me recognize somebody. There's a basket there, if you would bring it up. I know that this is only her second professional development event, but I want to praise Professor Samora Cantor for the work. Yeah. I have a particular way of getting in trouble with women. And so for the work that she's doing on your behalf as professional development coordinator, her support for faculty and staff advancement is tireless. And I'm saying that because I get to talk to her often, and I know how much she advocates on your behalf and what she says about you. It is clear that she loves her role, which is more than merely convening meetings with her colleagues from the colleges, but she extends her work to all aspects of college life. She's a true leader and hard worker who wants your professional and personal lives to be more rewarding. Please stand and let us recognize Miriam. Well, I'm going to go through my speech. I'll probably say every other line so that can be done on time or catch up with some time. But I really have not taken the time that I think I should take to thank you for welcoming me to Peralta. Your accueil, as we would say in French, or welcome, as we would say in English, has been spectacular. The best of this welcome has been how you have made my wife, our First Lady, feel like a part of a family. Those of you who have met her personally and interacted with her have made her feel special. Many of you ask about her constantly. Tina and I are grateful for all your love and respect. You have given me your time as I visit the colleges and dropped by your classrooms or your offices, and you have sent valuable feedback on the CDirect, suggesting how some of our decisions can help Peralta be a better place. Many of you have made critical comments on the new Peralta way and have wondered how we are, in fact, moving beyond the old Peralta way. Believe me that I'm most mindful of your thoughtful criticism. Most importantly, you have called out the old way and demanded the new way. You have also fed me. Somebody gave me a huge plateau or pan of bread pudding for Christmas because she knows she heard how much I love bread pudding. And nice cards that you have sent. I want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for welcoming us to Peralta. Overall, my honeymoon period with you has been most encouraging. Perhaps, and I hope not, you have saved your major shots at me for later. But I hope and pray that the honeymoon may last and go beyond my tenure with you and even in the tenure of the next Chancellor who will replace me in the next 10 or so years. The poet Robert Frost wrote in his famous poem, "I took the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference." Frost's point, as I see it, is that at critical times, we must be willing to embark on paths less journeyed, and that in so doing, such as move might make all the difference in our lives. Since I spoke to you last August 20th and heard your feedback, I have felt that as an organization, we are at a crossroad. One direction is the familiar, long-traveled old Peralta way, and the other direction is the less traveled path, the path I wish to call the new Peralta way. The question for us this morning is Peralta courageous enough to break from the past? Might I even say break from its ruts and forge a new path, one beckoning with much promise, but also one so fraught with uncertainties and risks? By the way, when we talk about Peralta, we often think that we're talking about somebody else, but Peralta is each and every one of you and me. We are in it together. Such a recalibration is my quest, and from the results of the Chancellor's survey, as well as conversations we have had, I believe that we agree we are willing to accept this challenge. Thus, I hope that you all will join me in this journey. My comments this morning are aimed at clarifying our new purpose. Today, I want to remind you of my pledge announced last fall to commence and embark on a new Peralta way. In the spirit of Robert Frost's poem, I am realizing more and more that the new Peralta way will indeed require the navigation of a path less traveled. The new Peralta way is an uncharted path aimed at laying out a new beginning for our district, for your district. For me, the new Peralta way means that Peralta, represented by all of us combined, must be willing to break from old habits and to call out others who are stuck in old habits. I think calling out others who are stuck in old habits is something It's a responsibility that we all have. Today, I will review some of the initiatives that I have in mind and call on you to continue the drive away from an old Peralta way toward a vibrant future. That future is built with accountability, effectiveness, efficiency, and competence. Accountability, effectiveness, efficiency, and competence. Some of these initiatives I will refer to are from initiatives generated from the results of my survey that I conducted last fall. I ask that you look at what we have accomplished and have patience in achieving all that we desire. I ask that you adopt an intelligently positive and idealistic attitude in the pursuit of our new Peralta way. An intelligently positive and idealistic attitude in the pursuit of the new Peralta way. When a faculty member recently thanked me for something we completed after being at it for several months, we acknowledged that the work was really a new Peralta way. I quipped that it still took way too long for us to do that. She reminded me, however, that it took the Romans many years to build Rome. We need to remind one another to be patient as long as we are making progress. And for us football fans, as long as we are gaining positive yardage. Here are some of the initiatives that I'm looking at. Instead of pointing out that we have still not eradicated the chronic issue of paying our bills on time, rest assured that whatever it takes, I am willing to act, including removing district office authority in areas where the colleges would do better handling business. Know that we have made substantial progress on this matter. However, the issue is deeply rooted in some of our malfunctioning processes and procedures, and it is simply taking time to properly fix this problem. But we shall solve this issue. Instead of continuing to complain that many of our technologies are outdated and that the district has not responded, the results of our technology assessment, you probably know that we did an assessment of technology in the district in December. The results of our technology assessment will be published on January 25th at the governing board meeting, showing that we are on the move in sharpening the efficiency of our IT infrastructures and procedures. The report will be made available to all, and I will elicit college feedback and your ideas for perfecting our information technology systems. Instead of the old uncertain response times for answering inquiries. And really, there are people who have told me that they have made inquiries, 6 months later, they have not heard anything. And sometimes, I bet some people have made inquiries and they retire, they still have not heard anything. But instead of that, we have hired Dr. Yashika Crawford. So when I said that people are going to deal with her, she's ready for it. If we're not responding, she's going to deal with those who are not responding. So Dr. Yashika Crawford, our new chief of staff, who will institutionalize a 48-hour response time system, and she will make it happen. Instead of protesting that some of our administrators and staff could benefit from in-service training, the Chancellor's Office and the Human Resources Office are working hand in hand with SEIU, and we are now providing resources for staff training. That is something that you wanted us to do. Furthermore, members of the cabinet have been specifically provided enhanced training in their roles and functions as leaders. It is important for us to train our leaders. You ask us for that, and we are delivering it. Instead of hit-and-miss methods of recruiting new personnel, we will now initiate more rigorous procedures for hiring, and will make the recruitment process more rapid, friendlier and possessive of the 21st century technology by doing things like allowing candidates to be interviewed by cool thingamajigs like Skype. Instead of the old methods of administrative review, we will now conduct more thorough evaluations as we begin to refine our staffing plan. Instead of complaining and moaning about accreditation obligations, we must approach the task with patience, discipline, and intelligence. To this end, you have already met our accreditation consultant, Dr. Annette D'Ambrosio, who's assisting the Peralta colleges in their quest to be sanction-free. And I have directed Dr. D'Ambrosio to encourage you to eat your accreditation broccoli with gusto for the next 9 months. It may not be your favorite, but it will make all of us healthier. We are determined, and I am repeating, we are determined that the district office should not cause our colleges to be unsanctioned. We are determined. Instead of remaining in the dark as to why individuals quit the district, we will now conduct exit interviews. Here we must construct useful evaluations that will help us to determine how to improve the work lives of our district employees. Instead of missing opportunities to develop faculty excellence in their respective disciplines, I am pressing for more sabbatical leaves and other faculty development funding. The old Peralta way invested way too little in sabbatical leaves to develop each faculty member's academic growth. In contrast, the presidents and I have agreed to invest more resources in the area. We will consult, of course, with DAS, DEC, PBC on the following. Effective with the next season of sabbaticals, we will allocate 2 full-year or 4-semester sabbatical leaves for Berkeley City College. We will allocate the same for Merritt College as well as the College of Alameda, and then we will allocate 3 full-year or 6-semester sabbatical leaves for Laney College. The faculty and the administrators will work jointly to assure that the new Peralta Way sabbatical leaves will make all of us proud of faculty desires to better their academic worth and to excel, innovate, and create. Furthermore, the Peralta Colleges Foundation and our administration have agreed to make faculty development, a priority. Over the next few years, we want to double the current funding for faculty development. If you remember, the current funding came as the result of an agreement between PFT and the administration. At least that's what the historians of Peralta have told me. I hope that was correct. We realize that this funding has been around and the same for probably almost a decade. And we cannot make progress if we do not invest in our people who need to provide innovation and creativity for our students' success. We know that supporting faculty development and innovation is a worthy investment in the improvement of achieving better student outcomes and improving our overall education character. Instead of expressing vague notions of what constitutes effective leadership, we are sharpening our understanding of the subject through refined leadership workshops, college forums, and other leadership training efforts. The Chancellor survey results were clear in stating, we have issues to resolve with regard to assessing our workplace environment and assessing our leadership performance, and we are working to resolve those issues. We have already held a board retreat and 2 management retreats in which we have begun to lay out a foundation for leadership excellence. These retreats are based on what Robert Staub refers to as the 4 chambers in the heart of leadership, and I have added democratic values to this foundation. I already shared this foundation of leadership with you last fall, and we continue to commit ourselves to that foundation. Briefly, I urge each of you to reflect on what I call Peralta's 5 pillars of leadership, based on competence, which includes substantive knowledge of the heart of leadership, the ability to think and plan strategically, and the awareness, sensitivity, and skills for good interpersonal contact. Each of our leaders who attended the management retreat on January 14th of this year made a commitment to be competent administrators. So when you are seeing less than a competent attitude or less than competent actions from your managers, please call them on it. As Director Phyllis Carter stated at the retreat, it is important for us to train ourselves when we know we need to be more competent. Passion, or the drive to make a contribution and to create something meaningful and worthy. How will we motivate others? As Dean Peter Crabtree stated at the retreat, we need to ignite the flame of passion for our faculty and staff and support their passion. Each of our leaders who attended that retreat on January 14th made a commitment to embrace passion in their work. So when you see less than a passionate attitude and or actions from your managers, please call them on it. Integrity or honest and principled behavior, wherein all leaders must engage in honest self-appraisal and obtain the trust of others. Each of our leaders who attended the management retreat on January 14th made a commitment to demonstrate and uphold integrity. If you see less than that, please call them on it. Intimacy. Now, intimacy can be taken in different ways. I need to share with you, just before we went on this exercise with the leadership characteristics, we did have a thorough training on sexual harassment. Therefore, when we started to talk about intimacy, it wasn't a problem for us to talk about it. But STARB refers to intimacy as deep knowledge of the people engaged in the work at hand, of the task and purpose of the work of oneself. Intimacy has to do with the dimension of relating with the capacity to forge and develop strong and productive relationships. Each of our leaders who attended the workshop, the retreat on January 14th, made a commitment to show and uphold intimacy, treating people with dignity and respect. So if you see less than that, less than appropriate intimacy in the workplace, please call them on that. Democratic values. In the workshops we have held, we have defined democratic values as those values of equality, equity, inclusivity, cultural fluency, respect, and diversity. And each of our leaders who attended the management workshop on January 14th made a commitment to uphold democratic values. And those who didn't attend will have a special session with me so that they can commit to these things as well. So I urge you to really reflect on these pillars of virtues as inherent aspects of good and sound leadership at Peralta. In addition to ongoing leadership training, this June we will pilot a Peralta Leadership Academy with our administrators and selected faculty and staff leaders. Here, the intent will be to more formalize leadership training throughout the district and to put in place a legacy of accountability, efficiency, and effectiveness, and you know about competence already. Instead of settling for uneven student achievement, we will work to sharpen our conceptual grasp of success and equity and work to ensure that our student achievement can be measured both quantitatively and qualitatively. We must focus on recruiting students with the utmost caring and dignity. We must conduct orientations in an effort to teach students what it is like to be a model student and to understand the scholarly and professional community they are joining. We must provide genuine opportunities for students to develop and to expand their personal growth. Instead of each college handling student recruitment independently, our coordinator of marketing, Dr. Herbert Kitchen, will convene all the recruiters from each of the colleges and work with them to achieve a well-coordinated effort. In this team approach to recruitment, we strongly believe that we will increase our enrollment overall for all 4 of our colleges. Instead of grumbling about inequities through the district, I pledge to lead the district to treating similar performances similarly across the board. This approach applies not only to evaluating student performances, but also to ensuring an equitable distribution of resources to include finances and student services. Instead of inhibiting creativity regarding equity at each of our colleges, we will seek greater college autonomy to include the strengthening of the authority of our presidents and our business officers where justified. Instead of choosing to be stuck and frustrated in our worries over Peralta's student problems, we might present solutions as did Peter Brown, machine technology professor at Lenny College, when he suggested in a letter to me and others that we have to remove barriers for our students. Barriers that include everything from finding enough classrooms to examining the hard facts that many of our students have family and work-life pressures, housing insecurity, or outright homelessness. Here, I challenge all of us to come up with creative solutions to remove as many barriers as we can for our students. They are depending on us, and those barriers impede their education. Since I began my tenure as your chancellor, we have accomplished some deeds, but have great strides ahead of us. We are building a leadership structure that is anchored in accountability, efficiency, effectiveness, responsibility, and competence. At the same time, we must display those virtues of competence, passion, integrity, intimacy, and democratic values. We are working to be more responsive to the needs of our students, our faculty, our administrators, and our community. We have embarked on the real work of transformation, and we strive to empower our faculty to dream and plan a new day for Peralta. As Robert Frost advised, taking the road less traveled will make a difference. I believe that if we accomplish some of our aforementioned initiatives, or rather when we accomplish those initiatives, such will make all of the difference in our professional lives at Peralta and in the educational fortunes of our students. As I said in my remarks on August 20th, we must concede that superior leadership is the best means by which the Peralta district will overcome its shortcomings. I reiterate that leadership is characterized by 5 pillars: competence, passion, democratic values, integrity, and intimacy. Their exercise seeks to elevate each of us to our highest potential to best serve our students and our communities in the new Peralta way. I'm asking us, all of us, to engage in this task of working diligently to improve on our existing system, to meet the needs of our students and our community, to inspire faculty, staff, and administrators to dream and to give what it takes to firmly establish a practice of our new Peralta way. Soon, we will be known, or I want us to be known, just as the Peralta way, which should be synonymous to high achievement, effectiveness, efficiency, and great service. Or, as another college already claims, simply the best. This road less traveled will require patience, discipline, and resolve, but will indeed make all the difference. Let's go for it. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as your chancellor. May the force be with us, and Happy New Year to you.